if you want to take your reed valves from this to this.
If you're new here, take 1 second, hit the subscribe button, hit that like button, and get ready for an awesome episode.
Perfect. Newest Garage. Bring us your machine of choice that we can turn from what it is to what it should be. Give thanks. Hello and good evening. Welcome, family, to another episode. This is Newest Garage with motorsports, marina, drones, but still, welcome back to Newest Garage. Today we're in the shop. We're continuing from our last video, which is the Seadoo video where I introduced you guys to this project. If you haven't checked that out yet, links in the description. I'll try to leave a link here, or, you know. So we're at the reed valves, right? I showed you that we had the problem. We did the diagnosis. We got parts in, so today we're going to clean up parts and put the parts back in together. We've got an unboxing. I know you guys love your unboxing, so we'll do this on camera. Do this a little later on. For now, if you haven't already, please hit the link, subscribe, thumbs up. I want to give a shout out to all of my all supporters of the channel. People that are killing it in the PayPal, thank you. Really appreciate the support. Couldn't done it without you guys, so just want to take the minute to thank you. Anybody else that are interested in supporting, the link's down below. Please use it. But overall, welcome to another episode. Let's get to it. Okay, so we got all the parts we need. If you guys want to come a little closer. All right, so on the toolbox, we got all the parts that we took out of the build. So we're gonna have to rewash this later on, simply because my washer needs to be replenished. So I'll try to wire brush it, and maybe that might freaking. And the way this comes apart, it's pretty basic. Number 10mm on the top. Unscrew it clockwise, or counterclockwise, sorry, like you would any other regular fastener. There you go, it just popped out. Pull the diaphragm off. Got the top hat, got the diaphragm. We're gonna have to re-clean all this stuff later. Like I said, we're gonna do an inventory check to make sure we have everything we need. Yeah, see we're missing a spring on the bottom there. There should be a spring there. So let's put these in bags. We got hardware, 4. Alright, now this spring should be on all of them. See how there's a secondary spring at the bottom here? Not all of them have one. There's supposed to be one for the top. The actual top part of the diaphragm. Pull that guy off. It's easier just to put your nail underneath the spring, right? Pop it up towards it and then pull it off. Get that spring off. So we got 4 top springs, which is good. We'll get some more bags. 1, 2, 3. So So today, this is not brought to you by Zep. Here's a shout out if you want to support the channel. We're using their industrial purple degreaser for today's job. I have a tank, but I didn't have the opportunity to replenish the tank. So for today's job, we're just going to do a bucket. The bucket of truth, right? Don't feed it to babies. All right. So we're first going to put all the parts in the tank. At least that way we can bring the level to the right height. That way I don't overfill it, essentially. I'll take the parts out, show them to you guys, inspect them. And that way we can get a understanding of what's going to take to reservice these valves, so we can get our client back in the water. Now I had gotten new bellows simply because we had a mix match. We got this red one here, and then we got these other green ones. So being that I wanted to have a complete set, I figured it's better to have three spares, probably a fourth, but at least we have matching set for all four. So put these in the tank. See, I don't know if you guys can see that or not. We see all that spring right there. So we'll see what happens when we go to put it back together. Anyways, in the tank it goes. The wear on these, some of them are really coated on. Alright. Coated. Coated. Broken. We'll clean all four, but our four top bellow springs, four caps, all our housings. I believe two of the engines had retainer springs, and then two didn't. Yeah, it's not the easiest thing to see on camera, but these two are a lot filthier than these two. What else we got? Our bellow caps. All right, now with these, I think I expressed before. No, I didn't. I think it came offline, but we had fairly dirty, not serious, but one of them, I don't know if I could catch this on camera, the threads are missing. With threads, without threads. Yeah, right there, you can see the difference. With threads, without threads, with threads, without threads. So even though the seal was better on this motor, the reed valve wasn't actually operating, or wasn't actuating as it should have. So we got to replace with this guy. Bolts I put in there just because. All right, that's about half a jug. Let's let that do what it do. All right, it's time for the unboxing. Shout out our boys at SPT. You know, shopspt.com. If you guys want to support the channel, go support them. If they want to support this channel, let them know. box opening tool, you know. If you guys want to send me anything, just let me know in the PO box down below. I'm sorry, in the comments, and I'll leave my PO box next opportunity I get a chance. Ta-da! I opened the box. What do we got? First thing we got, like I said, is a bow set with the gasket. Along with here, let's just check this. Yeah, good replacement. Like I said, this is gonna be our washer, our O-ring, our bellow, and the gasket bellow. Our 2 lower springs. I should have got 3. Now that I look at it, but it'll be alright. Our 1 cap that we're missing. Another bellow. Reed valve. Bellow. Oh, you got a what? We got a sticker, guys. Look at that. They hooked this up. Thanks, Short Block Technologies. Really appreciate you. Printed by Sunny. Back in 10 minutes, and we will well, in your world it'll be a cut, but I'll come back in about 10 minutes, and I'll properly wash these down with a brush, and we'll sort of get these prepped and ready for assembly. Yeah, thanks. So we got a small bellow. Just so you guys know where the parts are. These are all these parts were purchased at Small Block Technologies. Check them out. So we got our small reed bellow retaining spring. Part number Foxtrot Sierra Tango 205. Got 2 of those. Should have gotten 3. We got a exhaust piston for SD reed valve assembly. Bearing to the part number 4610708. We got 4 Rave rebuild kits. Part number 466107. Comes with the bellow, the O-ring, and the gasket. And then we got our uncut reed valves, Seadoo 800. variant number 46107-10. We got 2 of those. I could only use one, but I wasn't too sure if I was going to reuse the 2 that were there. So this is our parts list. Check it out. We're gonna wait for our parts to finish degreasing, and we'll come back and start putting everything together. One thing to make sure, guys, is to make sure that this vent hole.
I'm a teacher. I'm a university professor. My job is to teach students how to think critically.
This vent hole
ask questions that might expose
needs to be clear.
Questions like, says
very important.
Who is the authority giving this order?
Found more damage. You guys can see it right there. So, just more wear I'm finding on the shaft here. Seems like when you're inspecting these things, guys, pay attention to the shaft area. All right, so doing some checks here. Right, you can clearly see the wear. You can see the wear. So I'm going to try to reduce that. I'm going to clean off this area. This is a bad valve. I already did it with the other two. We're going to clean off the Sierra sandpaper, right? You're going to get it nice and flush. And then we're going to grab some Moly Coat D123R, which is an anti-friction compound. Now, this is aviation stuff that we're using on here, but it's anti-friction. So I did my first valves earlier, I did the other valves earlier. So this is a post and a pre. So this is with your D321R Moly Coat, anti-friction applied to it, and this is it plain. And like I said, the goal is to reduce that wear on the shaft. So it's time to get in the parts. Do this on camera because I know you guys like it. So there's our valve, brand spanking new, top. Again, if you missed it, what we're gonna do with this guy, we're gonna take some sandpaper. We're just gonna scuff them up. This allows the moly coat to, get something to stick onto. And most important is the shaft. That's really what we're going after. We're just gonna put a coat over the rest of it, but it's the shaft that we're really concerned about. Lock it down. So we got our scuff valve. We got our moly coat. Got shaped that got real nice. Alright, now we'll add a second coat shortly. Then we'll do the inside of the housing, same treatment, because we want to make sure that this inner bore right there, that's where we're more concerned about. So we're going to be spraying some anti-friction D321 in there. First we want to do is we want to scuff the surface along that bearing, or I should say bore. Technically it should have been a brass bearing, but hey, I'm not Seadoo. Actually, if I was Seadoo, I wouldn't do it. But I'm a crook, and I want you guys to buy your parts. Alright, now take a look at it. A lot more cleaned up. So we got it cleaned up. Same process. Two more housing, guys. Next day we're making a public service announcement. So if you're degreasing and you're using any degreaser such as this, like a Zep, and you're using aluminum parts, please be careful. So I had left my housing here in the tank to sit. It oxidized the aluminum to the point where now it has dulled it. So just take note of that. If you're using aluminum parts and you're using a Zep degreaser, or any degreaser to be more example, be careful with your aluminum parts. It does corrode or edge itself into the aluminum, and it will leave it dull. Now, it doesn't matter to me. Surface is clean, surface is clear, but note to self. So another pro tip of the day: if you're using this cleaner, be careful. Public service announcement. Give thanks. Do you own a Seadoo? Have you looked at your reed valves lately? Do they look like this? Well, here at Newest Garage, we take your beautiful machine's reed valves, turn them into this. So if you need service on your machine, hit the link down below, and we'll love to service your machine. Perfect. So here's the finished product with the dry product. As I said, if you can see, there's still some wear on it. We're going to do a dry fit, but that should help with the wearing. My concern is how is this going to look, or how is this going to react once it's under heat and actually under power, but we'll find out as time goes on. So let's put these guys together. Alright, so there's a process to this. Let's kind of figure it out. So first, let's get a blank blade. I already kind of got that one together. You got the top. When it says top, this is the top from the head of the engine. So this is the top head, right? This is the bottom facing the crank. Okay, that's one. This space goes towards the crank. This is towards the head. So with that, like I said, top, this is the top. Those are tops, right? Because we put the coating on it, we're going to have to kind of just give it like, this is pretty good. So we'll say that housing goes with that one. We're checking the play in between this area here and the shaft. Yeah, I could have got a feeder, like this one's pretty tight. And with this guy, yeah, this one's equally as tight. So then let's try to match these up then, if this guy's the tightest. Right, so we'll put that guy with that guy. We'll put that guy with that guy. And we'll put that guy with that guy. Right, so based on clearance between the two of these, all right, but now we want to kind of mate them together before we put things together. So again, back to my Molly coat. This is my aviation secret. It is a high pressure, low coefficient of friction, prevents fretting, corrosion, scuffing. Right. All right, cool. We're gonna take some of our Molly coat paste here. We're gonna apply it onto our shaft. We're gonna do the same for the inside of the shaft. And then we're gonna work the shaft. And we're doing this to kind of blend the two surfaces together. Because then we're gonna wipe away all the excess afterwards, so we don't have no binding. Everything is nicely mated. Disassemble them again. Remove the old. It's opportunity right now. Put our newer O-ring on. Apply some of that paste on there. just to give it some lubrication. Remember, top. So that goes just like that. Right. Oh no, we forgot one thing. Sorry. Forgot our gasket. Alright, then you put your shaft. Alright, bam. Okay, let's just go on top of that. Alright, now let us put our small retaining ring on. Best way to do this. Let's go put it on the lip first. Alright, that's not how it's working. Alright, so let's try to get this on. So coming on an angle and just work your way around. All right. I recommend putting on the bellow first, but we'll do the next ones. All right. So we got our orientation. We got our O-ring. We got our gasket. We got our bellow, retaining ring. Now we need our top cap. Screw that on. Now, depending on which cylinder and which engine, port or starboard, forward or aft cylinder, you probably have to take this cap off during installation. You might be able to get away with it on 3 of the cylinders, but I know one of the cylinders in particular, you definitely have to take the assembly off in situ. You can't have it pre-assembled before you install it. So I'm tempted to use a screwdriver, but I know that I'm probably going to damage it more than I care to. There you go, just push it down. There we go, pop. Now we put our top spring on, our bellow spring. Don't forget to screw your bellow in all the way. I forgot to do that. Number 10. That's one. That's one. It's a lot better. I said the spring, if you want to do it completely, we'll do the spring. The problem with doing it completely is that you lose access to the bolt holes when you go to bolt it down to the actual engine. But like I said, just for demonstration. All right, bam. One completed valve. Took a minute to understand everything, but yeah, we got it. Let's do that 3 more times. Yeah. Time lapse.
Perfect.
got the valves rebuilt. We just gotta wait for the client to give us access to the machine so we can go back and install them. As you can see, I'm gonna leave the caps off, like I said, for access, just to make sure I have proper installment when it comes to the access for the hardware. But overall, this is it, guys. It wasn't that hard to deal with. Pretty straightforward once you had all the parts you needed, right? So if you guys are in the Ontario area and you need this done for yourself, just contact me. I'll leave my information below. If you need your Rave valves rebuilt for your anytime, for the winter season coming up, for the spring next season, just let us know. We can definitely help you out. So this is it for this episode, guys. Successfully rebuilt Seadoo Rave valves. It's just a matter of going from this to this. All right. Newest Garage, bring us your machine of choice that we can turn from what it is to what it should be. Give thanks. Don't forget to like, subscribe down below. Hit that button, it really helps us out. To all my PayPal to all the PayPal contributors, really appreciate getting done this without you. You guys are making it easier for me to bring this type of content to you. So once again, give thanks. This is Newest Garage. Peace. If you want to take your Rave valves from this to this, do you own a Seadoo? Have you looked at your Rave valves lately? Do they look like this? Well, here at Newest Garage, we take your beautiful machine's Rave valves, turn them into this. So if you need service on your machine, hit the link down below, and we'll love to service your machine.
Perfect.
Oh,